Welcome to Edinboro Television. I'm Mackenzie J.
I'm Taylor Buffington, and this is your weekly news update.
A double shooting prompted a lockdown at Edinboro University late Friday night when police were called to the 100 block of Meadville Street. Two victims who have not been identified were shot in the thigh and shoulder as a result. They were transported to UPMC Hammett, where one is in critical condition and the other is in serious condition. The victims were identified as Edinboro students, and according to Jet24, they were alleged football players for the university. The alleged shooter is 20-year-old Devin Stevenson, was an Edinboro University student also. Stevenson has been charged with attempted homicide, possessing an instrument of crime, 2 counts of aggravated assault, simple assault, and reckless endangerment. President Woolman sent out an email on the shooting stating, "We are deeply concerned that gun violence has disturbed the peace of our community for a second time this academic year. As always, university police are collaborating with borough and state police in the investigation of this crime. The involvement of any student or in this other illegal activity will be dealt with swiftly." Woolman also states that the shooting was because of a matter between the individuals and not a random event. For the most up-to-date information, visit boroughonline.com.
Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf visited General McLean High School last Wednesday as part of his Schools That Teach tour. Wolf is promoting an education budget that will give a $400 million increase in basic education and $100 million increase in special education and reduce homeowners' property tax. Wolf plans to put forth a 5% savers tax. Marcellus Shell wellheads the majority of the revenue taken from the severe
that the way we fund technical education too long leaves schools to say, okay, let's just send some people there that we can afford to sort of send to the school. I want this to be funded fairly, I want it to be funded adequately, and I want technical education, relevant education to be part and parcel of what every student gets, no matter what that student's going to do.
According to the Erie Times-News, the General McLean School District will receive $393,259 in increased state funding and $3 million in tax relief under the new plan.
ETV reporter Leslie Schaefer sat down with SGA President-elect William Lee Gault IV on winning the student government election and what his plans are for the future of SGA. To see the full interview, go...
You're sworn in.
I have a lot of ideas, and the premise behind that is during my campaign I talked to all sorts of groups, all sorts of clubs and organizations, and I heard what they had to say, and I certainly haven't forgotten. Some things are easier to implement than others, but as far as specifics, the first thing I want to focus on is orientation in our next freshman class, because I think if we can get them excited and some school spirit, to be a fighting Scot, I think we'll see a lot of change in Edinboro after 4 years of doing that. It could be a whole new university, and that's something I know I'm personally excited to do. But as for our current students, I want to create more opportunity for them. Edinboro has given me so much because I was driven to find it. I was driven to find those opportunities, and I had an amazing support group that would help me do that. I don't believe every student will be so lucky as to have the same people driving them that I did. So we need to make the opportunity that we have more readily available to the students that don't necessarily have an awesome group of friends pushing them forward all the time. How do we do that? That's a much harder question, and a question that I'm looking for answers to.
To see the full interview, go to our YouTube page, Edinboro TV.
On Wednesday, March 18th, Huffington Post founder and editor-in-chief Arianna Huffington spoke via video chat to students in the National Society of Leadership and Success. The discussion was on how to thrive in the real world. Some of the surprising keys Huffington mentioned was sleep, silence, wonder, and learning from others' pain.
Coming up, we have the release for the spring concert series and how the university celebrated Women's History Month.
Overtime. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We just buzzed.
Just buzzed? You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right, this isn't happening. He'll be fine. I feel good.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
The University Programming Board has released their annual spring concert for this year. Edinboro television reporter Sierra Smith has more on this event.
Edinboro University's Programming Board announced its spring concert for the 2015 semester. Pittsburgh native rapper Mac Miller will be bringing his young, fun college vibe to the borough to perform in Macomb Fieldhouse in early April. The UPB hosted a release party in the Frank G. Polk Student Center, where WFSC 88.9 Fighting Scots Radio announced a special guest and also played some fun games with students, while the UPB provided cotton candy and stunner shades to wear during the concert.
I'm pretty excited. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan since actually when Mac Miller started. I used to watch his show on TV, and I know everybody's excited, but I'm actually really excited about this.
Edinboro University students packed the C-store the week of the release to purchase tickets for the exciting event.
The one thing I would say to Mac Miller is, hey man, you should definitely come to Flip with me because I'm a really cool guy and they have really good food and I think you'd enjoy it.
Mac Miller will be performing at Macomb Fieldhouse on April 10th. Doors will open at 6 p.m. and the concert will begin at 8 p.m. For more information, head to edinborotickets.com. Reporting for Edinboro Television, I'm Sierra Smith.
On Thursday, Charles E. Curon spoke to students at Lewis C. Cole Auditorium in an event titled Justice in the Christian Tradition. Curon is a Catholic priest of the diocese in Rochester, New York, and is the Elizabeth Scurlock University Professor of Human Values at Southern Methodist University.
Throughout the month of March, Edinboro has been celebrating Women's History Month with many panels and speakers. Before spring break, the university held events including a panel of 4 business women giving professional advice and discussing how they have been treated in their workplace because of their biological sex. Others events this past week tackled topics like women in prison, why men exist biologically, and rights of women in democratic societies. The university has even more events to wrap up the last full week of Women's History Month, including the presentation of Madame Presidenta, Why Not the U.S. documentary in Cole Auditorium Wednesday at 7 p.m. A complete list of events can be found at edinboro.edu.
This past week was Brain Awareness Week. Taylor Buffington has the story on what the Psych Club did to celebrate.
On Saturday, March 21st, the Psych Club was at the Mill Creek Mall right outside of Macy's for Brain Awareness Day. I spoke to Psych Professor Peter McLaughlin.
Our event is really the only one in this region that I know of, but it's one of thousands that are going on around the world right now this week to promote understanding about the brain, the nervous system, neurological disorders, and research into neuroscience in general.
This event has been done since 2009 when a student suggested they do it at the mall.
We're just getting regular people as they pass by and have them do some fun free activities and just learn a little bit about the brain.
He explained that this was for people of all ages.
We hope that everybody can increase their awareness level just a little bit, regardless of age or education level.
Psych Club member Leanna Golembiewski spoke about how she has enjoyed 3 years of Psych Club.
I definitely see great things coming for this program.
This is Taylor Buffington reporting for ETV. The Academic Success Center will be hosting March Madness for majors. The event is designed to assist students declaring their majors, changing their current major, or adding a second major or minor. Faculty representatives will assist students in short intervals to discuss their major options. The event will be held in the Pogue Student Center multipurpose room on March 30th from 4 until 5:15. Information for the event can be found in the Academic Success Center located on the second floor of the Baron Fornes Library. Students who participate in March Madness will have a chance to win a $50 raffle.
Coming up is your weekly weather forecast, followed by your global news. Stay tuned.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Danse, balance sur la cadence, on devient tes hanches au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou, ton
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
My parents always said that a bridge is only useful if it can be crossed.
At Edinboro, I found a university that connects who I am to who I want to be.
A school that's affordable, with excellent professors and nationally recognized undergraduate and graduate programs who give personal attention to my success. Edinboro is also a place with great traditions and big-time school spirit.
Edinboro University. It's the bridge to your destination. Choose excellence. Choose Edinboro. Apply online at edinboro.edu.
Good evening. My name is Jeremy Schreck, and I'm here with your weekly weather forecast. Within the past few days, we've noticed that it's been colder again. But throughout this week, it's going to be warming up even more. And right now, within the past couple of days, it's been kind of nice from here to there, cloudy from here to there. But we actually, with our increase in temperature throughout the week, will actually be getting rain when we look at the northeastern part of the map. You see here that we have all of this coming towards us within the next few days. So we'll be getting hit with rain and possible thunderstorms from here to there. So when we look at the temperatures and everything, that will actually be warming up once again with right within our area. We have a lot of rain coming up, especially on Wednesday. This is the Wednesday. So, but when we look at the week ahead, we actually see that on Wednesday, the temperature will be high of 56 with a low of 46, and going to be cloudy. We're going to have some rain, possible thunderstorms throughout the day. Into Thursday and in through Friday, the temperatures are going to be warmer than like a while ago, but it's still going to be like with a high of 49 on Thursday and low of 31, and Friday high of 32, low of 18. And on Saturday we see a high of 31 with a low of 23 with partly cloudy skies. It's going to be getting a little nicer then. And I guess now it's time for some trivia. This week's question is, what type of clouds are highest in the sky? Cumulus, altostratus, cirrostratus, or megamanus? Well, Mega Manus is made up. Our answer is cirrostratus. They are actually the highest, and there are actually sheets of clouds in the sky. Well, that's all I have for you today. Coming up next, we'll have our global, followed by our Fun and Scott Sports Report. All right.
And dating's like the stock market. There's ups and downs and ups and so always buy low.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car.
Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
I'm Marche, and I have your global news for this week. In the past week, ISIS has reportedly begun an attack and destroying valuable artifacts in Syria that relate to Buddhism and Hinduism. According to Newsweek, antiquity experts say destroying artifacts is often a prelude to ethnic cleansing, and many fear Libya may be next on ISIS' path of destruction. We got a chance to sit down and talk with art history professor Dr. Decca.
Into a program and take our history classes is that we talk about art a lot that is both still with us and art that is not with us anymore. But we know that it existed, and we talk about it, and we try to give them an appreciation of what it might have looked like. They target partly because they want to terrorize people, and they want to show that they have complete control over their area. But one of the reasons why we think they destroy some of the artworks is because they're very large, and so the only way that they can make an effect is just to destroy them. Some of the museums that in Iraq, for instance, Iraq has several museums. There's in Baghdad and in other places, but some of the artifacts that were once in the museum at Mosul that they destroyed the other day were moved to Baghdad, and so they're kept in Baghdad, but in order to show them in Mosul, they have to make a reproduction of it. So it's not a fake as much as, I guess you could say, it's a copy. Mm-hmm. And then some of the sculptures that were destroyed on tape were probably copies.
A video was leaked during late February on the internet showing several men involved in the destruction of museum statues and winged bulls monuments located not far away from Mosul. Their mission not only is to destroy ancient statues, but as well as temples. ISIS does not plan to stop this mass destruction as they contemplate other areas to stake out next. Coming up, we have your Fighting Scots Sports Report with Tyler Trumbout. Stay tuned.
A Division II student-athlete experience goes beyond the classrooms and playing fields. It means a commitment to service and community, helping organizations like the Make-A-Wish Foundation by raising money to help grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions. Kids like Jacob.
Some student-athletes gave of their time and their energy to raise the money.
It was fun to meet Jeff Gordon.
NCAA Division II, training student-athletes for lifelong achievement.
6.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car.
Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig.
Hello and welcome to this week's Fighting Scots Sports Report. I am Tyler Trumbauer. We head to St. Louis to start as the Scott Trade Center was the host for the 2015 Division I Wrestling National Championships. 6 Fighting Scots made the trip to the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis for the Wrestling National Championships. Vince Pickett at 197 was one of them. He lost by decision twice and was ousted. At 125, Corey Mines made it to the quarterfinals before losing and then lost in the consolation bracket to be eliminated. At 184, Vic Avery made it all the way to the semifinals before he lost to Gabe Dean, who was the eventual national champion. Vic Avery wants his revenge.
Yeah, you know, my journey, again, it's I'd like, if anybody wants the time to hear it, love to explain it. I'm sure it opens some eyes, but it has not been most of these dudes' journeys. Really come from the bottom of this sport to the top just through hard work and through God. And, you know, I'm blessed for that, but I've been in the backside my whole career, you know what I mean, battling for third and stuff. And so it's nothing new to me, you know. I want to be in the finals, I want to be on the stage, and I want to win the championship. So, you know, people are happy, but I'm happy if I took third, but like at the same time, if I could trade being a 2-time All-American and a 1-time national champ, I would have rather not place this year if I could have, you know, if the deal was to win it next year or something. So, but it is what it is. I'm glad that I hopefully showed some people that I'm tough and hopefully opened some eyes that I am here and that I'm coming for Dean next year as well.
AJ Shop had quite the trip to St. Louis after being upset in his first match. He won 7 straight to earn All-American status and finished third, including 4 falls as well. That's what he loves to do.
I was scared. I could have been knocked out of the tournament at any point of that 4 matches I needed to win to solidify my All-American status, but it's really cool that I got 1 win and then I just started pinning people, and that's fun. That's what I love to do.
At 149, Dave Habit was the 3rd seed, and he talked about wrestling at Edinboro against all these bigger schools.
I mean, I don't gotta tell you guys, we get after it. You know, we really do get after it. We don't care about how the facilities look, or how much resources we have, or how much money we get. But we have wrestling mats and wrestling shoes just like everybody else, and we expect to win just like everyone else, and we train like it. And that's why we're producing that way. I can say for AJ and Mitchell, we're all the same, even Corey Mines, we're all the same age, we came in together. And I think, I don't know what Mitchell would say, but I know that I'd like to say that I think I've helped him a lot, and I can definitely say he's helped me tremendously, you know. So I think us training together is really, I mean, I think those two, AJ and Mitchell, would be fine on their own, but I think we took it to a new level together.
Habit advanced all the way to the national championship match at 149 pounds, where he faced top-seeded Drake Hodeschelt of Missouri. Hodeschelt did get the best of Habit 3-1 in sudden victory with a takedown in that extra period of wrestling, but he did earn All-American status as well. At 141, Mitchell Port was the number 2 seed. He advanced all the way to the national championship, where he faced Logan Stieber, who he faced earlier. Port talked about what happened in that first match in a press conference after the semifinals.
I think I just got to get on my attacks and stuff. He scored from just about every position that he was able to score from, whereas I didn't put myself into scoring positions to score from. So I think if I get to more scoring positions, hopefully I can score out of them.
Port unfortunately had to take second place to Stieber, who won by an 11-5 decision.
It's something that's culminated from years and years of work and these kids being together, and you know, they did the work. You know, they did what we asked of them, and it's just an unbelievable feeling.
That wraps up the 2014-15 season for the Fighting Scots, the best season ever for an Edinboro wrestling squad. The team will now have to try and replace the 4 seniors, a crew that has 487 combined victories in an Edinboro singlet. The women's lacrosse team welcomes Shippensburg to a snow-free Sox Harrison Stadium on Saturday for its home NPSAC opener. The Fighting Scots sunk the ship as they defeated Shippensburg 16-9 to improve to 4-0 on the young season, making it the best start in school history. Alexa Healy, who finished with 7 goals, kicked things off for Borough with 3 straight goals to take a 3-0 lead. Becca Martin, who was last week's PSAC Player of the Week, chipped in 8 assists to the cause. The ladies visit Lock Haven today and finishes the week at home, welcoming Kutztown to the Borough on Friday at 3 p.m. and battle Millersville Saturday at 2. The tennis team spent spring break at the Spring Tennis Fest in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. It wasn't a very successful trip for the Scots on the courts, but they bounced back this past week. The women's squad had just 1 match this past week as they visited Walsh University and unfortunately were dealt a 9-0 loss. The men had a much busier week and found some success as well, going 3-0 in the week. They earned victories against District of Columbia, Millersville, and Westchester. The ladies host Cal today and Slippery Rock on Thursday before facing the University of Charleston on Saturday in Morgantown, West Virginia, and visiting West Virginia Wesleyan on Sunday. The men visit Fairmont State on Saturday and West Virginia Wesleyan on Sunday. The outdoor track and field season began for Edinboro over the weekend as the Scots competed in the UNC Charlotte 49er Classic. With it now being the outdoor season, both the men and women are competing for Edinboro. The men's 4x400 meter relay squad of Charles Ivy, Kyle Shin, Joel Lohr, and Corey Weefing finished 4th. Also, John Goosehow took 7th in a 3,000 meter run. For the women, Emma Sullivan finished 4th in the 3,000 meter run, while Allison Gibbons earned 8th in the 800 meter run. These squads will be splitting up for the weekend. Some athletes will be competing in the Raleigh Relays at NC State on Friday and Saturday, while others will compete at the Worcester Invitational on Saturday in Worcester, Ohio. That's all for this week. Before we go, we'd like to congratulate Stacy Schreckengoss and Bree Dietrich of the women's swim team and indoor track and field team for earning All-American status at their respective national events earlier this month. As always, be sure to follow us on Twitter at ETV Sports to stay up to date on all the latest Borough athletic happenings.
Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home and be an important part of the community. I chose Division II because I can double major
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship. I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
This week, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Borough Television.
Also, feel free to email us with any story ideas you might have at edinborotv@gmail.com. Thanks for watching and have a great night.
The NCAA Division II student-athlete experience goes beyond the classrooms and playing fields. It means a commitment to service and community, helping organizations like the Make-A-Wish Foundation by raising money to help grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, kids like Jacob.
Some student-athletes gave of their time and their energy to raise the money.
It was fun to meet Jeff Gordon.
NCAA Division II, training student-athletes for lifelong achievement.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home and be an important part of the community. I chose Division II because I can double major.
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship. I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
Hey, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Look. Maybe it's a fake.